Okay, so welcome to this, I guess, modeling or texturing tutorial, or both, more likely. I think I am going to split this into two parts, the modeling part and the texturing part. So make sure to watch both if you want the full, the full tutorial. I'm gonna show you like the basics of modeling, and then I'll show you how to texture it and how to bake the maps and such. So let's go. Okay, so I just started up a new scene in Blender. So what I figured is we could start by making a barrel. So let's delete this, press X or delete, press left click there, Shift A, create a cylinder. And then here you can see the segments of the, like how many like loops or how much geometry you want on the cylinder. So I'm just gonna change that to about 12 or it looks a bit, let's take 16. Okay, so yeah, oh yeah, to move the camera you just press middle click, and to pan you hold down shift, press middle click, and you can zoom with the scroll wheel. That's pretty much the controls. Okay, so now we press R to get the rotate. We press Y to lock it on the y-axis, and then we can just type on your keyboard 90. You don't have to press one anywhere, just type 90, enter, boom. Now you got 90 degrees angle on this. So what you want to do now is, so we're gonna make a barrel, right? So let's scale this a bit, press X, because X is the red line. Let's make it a bit bigger, like that. We can press tab, and then you go into the edit mode. So in this mode you can do, like, you can press here like vertices if you wanna touch them, you can move them, and you can press lines if you wanna like do that. Press faces, you can move the individual faces, and if you want to select multiple stuff you just click and then you hold down shift, you click, and then you deselect with alt. No, I was just kidding. You make a loop by alt, but you just deselect by pressing the face again. So yeah, so if you want to like select the whole, like if you don't want to do like this, like you have to hold down shift and press all these, you can just hold down alt and it select everything around it. So that's pretty helpful. So I'm gonna make a barrel. So let's press Control R. Now you get this little loop tool. So this makes a hole, or makes a subdivision in the mesh. So you press Control R, then you scroll with your wheel, and then you get how many segments you want to do. So here we're gonna do 3, since it's like we're gonna make a barrel. Need it to be pretty low poly if you're gonna put it in a game eventually. So now you get this. If you right click, it just stays in the middle, and that's what we want. So just right click, and these are all exactly the same length. So what we can do now is, when we do this, you see that they are scaling, like they're not only scaling on the, like how broad they are, but they're scaling outwards. So like if you only press S, and then you see they're going out like this. So Control C to Control Z to redo what you've done. So what you want to do is, you don't want to scroll on the x-axis, since that's the axis where it's going out. So you want to press S, then you want to press Shift X. So Shift X makes it only use these axes. So you just scale it up a little bit, then you like deselect these, just press Alt and select the whole edge loop, and then you press S and then Shift X. You scale that up a bit. So now we have a barrel, you know. And another thing we can do, you can press face mode, then you press A which is select everything. And if you press A again, you deselect everything. So if you have like a couple of faces like this, you don't want to go like this, you can just press A and they all disappear. They all disappear. So something fell. Okay. So what we can do is we can press A, and then we go to this section here. Press shading. We can press smooth. So now, when you go into object mode, you can see that it's smooth, which is, you know, a barrel smooth. So that's what we want. So going back into edit mode. Now I think it would be good if we had like these metal segments, or what do you want to call it. So we could do this. We add another edge loop, pull it in there. I like to use numbers since it's like it's more accurate. So if you see down to the by the left here, show you over here. If you look over here, when I do this, like over here, you can see when you press down, then you see over here that it says a number. So if you like put it where, like approximately where you want to put it, then you can look at the numbers. So here I have 0. minus or negative 0.65. So let's write that in 0.65. So now we have that, and then here we just take it there, and since it's on the other side of the y-axis, it's positive, so it's 0.65. So now we gotta, or actually that's a bit too big. So now we can scale, and just press the x axis now, since we're scaling them towards each other, so they get a bit smaller. So there we go. And now we select those. We press E. E is extrude. You create like a face on a face, or like you create a new face there. So now we want to make this a little metal thing, right? So you don't want to scale on the x-axis, so you press S. Yeah, and then Shift X. So you only get on these scales. I'm gonna scale it up a little bit. So now we have this. So you could, like, to be picky, you just select these faces and then you press flat here. So now these faces become flat, and so you can see the contour more. So that's good. And I think I want something around the edges on the top of the barrel. So let's just press Control R, move a little edge there. Let's do 0.8. We could do that. 0.8. And then same here. But now it's negative 0.8. And then we can take them both at the same time, so we know it's like correct or exactly symmetrical. So S, Shift X. Oh no, actually E first. So we get the extrude, and then S, Shift X. Let's scale it up a bit, like that. So, and now we could go again, Alt, press. You see, it gets like, sometimes it can get like that, and sometimes it gets like this. You have to click on the edge that's going like that way. So if I click here, I'm gonna get that, and if I click here, I'm gonna get that. So click on that edge, and then Shift Alt on that edge, and then flat. Could actually do that with this too. Select that, and flat. So here we go. Actually, why did we rotate? Let's rotate it back 90 degrees. So there we go. And we should. No, let's just keep it there. Okay. So now you probably want it to go down. Now we already created a little edge here, so that's pretty good. So now we can select these faces, press E again, and we want to scale them down. So let's S and then Z, because that's the axis, like up and down. So now we scale it a little bit in. Now you can see we have like a flat surface there. So yeah. Actually, let's make more metal stuff. Like here. Let's take 0. And if you write wrong, you just press backspace and then write it again. So negative 0.8, and then here 0.8. Same here. 0.8, negative 0.8, and then we click on all these, press E, and then S, and then every angle but Z, right? Because it's up and down. So we press Shift Z, so now it goes out. So there we go. Yeah. So I actually think we should scale the whole thing like a bit to the center, because I think it's a bit fat. So what we could do, press S in object mode. You can also press here to change between edit mode and object mode, and then you press S and Shift S so you don't scale the height. So now we could do a little bit like this, maybe only scale the height like that. And now we have a pretty good bet. We can scale it down a bit to, you know, fit the floor. I don't know, like that. Can test around a bit. So we could place this up. Now we didn't really scale it at an exact number, but it's about 0.8, I would think, here. So let's just do that. And then what you want to do is press Control A, and then you press location, and then here you press location, rotation, and scale. So now it knows it's a barrel. The program knows it's a barrel now, because before it was just a cylinder, but now we did stuff to it. So we need to make it a need to make the program know that it's a barrel. Just select these edges, press flat, so you can see the contours, and yeah, that's pretty good. So now you wanna we're gonna unwrap this. So what we want to do now is wanna press this little thing here, drag it out like this, press this little cube and go UV texture editor. So now we got this little thing here. So what I always start with when I wanna, oh actually we need to, these faces can't be more, all polygons has to have they have to be not multi faces or multi edge. It has to be like quads or triangles. So what we need to do is we need to delete this face, press X and then faces. That'll delete that, and then we can select this edge loop here, or actually no, don't do that. Just press this polygon tool, and then we're gonna create our own quads or triangles. Press these two and press J. So now we made a line between them. So now we can press these, make a line, these, make a line, and there. So now we made a quad. So 1, 2, 3, 4 vertices are connecting with this face. And let's do the same on the back side. Da, bow, bow, down. It's like laser beams. Okay, so there we go. Now everything is quads or triangles. Okay, now we can press location, rotation, and scale. Okay, so now we need to unwrap this. So press A, select everything, and then you press here in this menu unwrap, and you just press unwrap. So now we get this. This isn't very good. Now is it if we're gonna texture this? So what we need to do is you can click lines. Oh yeah, click here. You press scroll wheel on this, and you click this little box here. So now we have it here all the time. So what we want to do is we wanna tell the program to cut the mesh in different parts. So now since we created our own geometry here, the program can't really make an edge loop, so you're gonna hold Alt and press all these parts. You can press here too, like so. There, press Control E and mark seam. So now what we've done is we've told the program to cut here and here. So now we can press A, and now we just hold our mouse here and press E, because it knows. You press E. So here we have, you can press face mode, press A. So now you can click on these and you can see what they are inside the, like in the mesh. You can also click here and see what they are. So if we want to click like here, then we know, oh, this is this. So, and this is the underside. So these look pretty good. This is, you know, circles, and but this is not good. This is not good at all. So what we need to do is go back to edge mode, and we can start by making an edge cut here and there. So Control E, mark seam, A and E. So now we've distinguished these. So now if we press these, we have all of this together, like here. This is very good, since it's a round ring, and you know that's what it is in the mesh. So that's pretty good. So actually, now that we have this little space here, we could try by selecting these and clear the seam like this, and then we press boom. Yeah, so now it like it fits in there. So we could do the same here. Actually, because doing this is a bit of trial and error, since it's very random how it can turn out. So yeah, now we have these, and this is acceptable since these are like squares representing this. So like here, so this is representing the whole here, and this here, and this here, and that's what we want. We want good representation of the faces on the barrel. So what we can do now, we could try by making an edge cut right in the middle here. So you press Alt, just hold it there, and then we have to take away this, since we don't want to cut in this ring, since it's already like done and it's good. So we want to deselect these edges here. Now we press Control E, mark seam, A, boom. So now we have this, and this is actually pretty good. So now you have your barrel. Now we need to texture it. So here you want to have this, you want to have this UV space here. So you just select everything, press UVs, export UV layout, and then you just put it where you want to have it. I have a specific folder for this. So there we go. And now what you want to do is you want to get this program. I'll link it in the description. You want to get this program called XNormals, which lets you bake maps in in this program from meshes. So here it is. You wanna clear all the old meshes. You wanna put it where you want to. So I'm just gonna name this barrel. Yeah, barrel. Okay, so we're gonna make an ambient occlusion and a cavity map here. So you should have it on 2048, and you should have these settings here. Okay, so what we first need to do with this, you need to press it, then you need to press File, Export, Autodesk FBX. This is what I use. You just press here, barrel. And if you don't have that, you could probably get a plugin somewhere for it. You just name this barrel. Just put it wherever. Export it. Okay, so now we're going to this now. So we just want to bake the ambient occlusion on this. So you just open the file where you have everything. You find your barrel. Just drag it in there like this. Yeah. So everything here is set, and you just press generate maps. Okay. So yeah, you can get that if it's too small, but I don't think we need to. So yeah, you can see these little dots going over. I'm gonna fast forward now to save you the trouble. Okay, so now the maps are done, and now we can start texturing. So I'm gonna end this part here, and then you'll have to watch the next part to learn how to texture. So thank you very much for watching, and make sure to subscribe, and I'll see you in the next part. Bye.